last time.
What? Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I am AC. This is AC Toy Design Network. That's what I'm calling it today. Thank you for tuning in to my new blah 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 blah. Thank you for tuning in to my new video. That's really cool of you. I appreciate you stopping by. Today I'm going to run you through how I made my 1966, my Batman 66 Jarvis Tech, aka the Mad Hatter. Let me look over here. This was an awesome figure to make. He goes out to the same client who commissioned me for the Mr. Freeze Batman 66, and I've got a couple others that I'm working on. So this is going to be awesome to see like all of them lined up in a row. I really love the character design with the drab sort of gray all over, but then the contrast of this crazy orange hair. And you're going to see close-ups in just a minute, my like glamour shots at the end of the video, and I'm going to take you through how I made this. But before we get there, if you like what you're seeing, look at this, look at this. Hey, winter is coming, right? Game of Thrones. Hey, it just started. We're all watching it, right? If you like what you're seeing, which I'm betting you don't, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out. Doesn't cost you anything but a click. You got clicks left? Your fingers. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment. Let's talk about Batman 66. So many great characters in that what you call your TV show. And I love doing characters that come from a line of toys that were canceled. So way too early. This one was the DC Universe. It was like Mattel Multiverse Batman 66 line, 6-inch scale. Very cool line that ended too early. So I'm glad to be adding to it, so to speak. But let's go there. Let's go check it out. Let's go get some oats. Let's have some snacks. Let's... what? Hey, somebody pass me the hat repellent. What? This stuff. This stuff. No. Okay, let's check it out.
My super instant mesmerizer, it never fails.
All right, so Mad Hatter. This guy is built on a what you call your Gentleman Ghost DCUC Classic. So it's that all white, solid white body, and he's headless. That figure is headless. So what I did was I used his. Let me switch out my tool here. I used the Gentleman Ghost hat. I used the body. I took out a length of his leg because he's a really tall figure. So I'd say probably about down here where my pointer is, I probably took about half an inch out. Then I glued it back together and went over it with epoxy so that it's seamless. You can't even tell that I did that with the figure. Other than that, he's got a Poe Dameron head from Star Wars Black Series. And let's see, that's about it. All the rest is sculpt. So I sculpted his nice tie here. I sculpted his, like I said, the legs and the facial features. So his mustache, his hair, and the eyebrows. Now the hat was the fun part. And let me zoom in here closer with the hat. So the hat is the Gentleman Ghost hat. I cut off the top real carefully right around the edge of the top, and replaced it and glued it at an angle there. Sanded it down at an angle, glued it there. Then the eyes that you see and the little piece holding the hat up, which it's not because it's all glued together, is just fodder from my fodder bin. So I cut the shape of the eyes to kind of match what the character has in the show, and then I painted the eyes on, so that's what gives it that effect. As you can see, the tie here that I sculpted and the facial features. I really had a lot of fun with the eyebrows and the mustache, similar to what I did with my my Mr. Freeze figure. He's got some pretty awesome eyebrows, those 66 characters. I got some crazy facial features. And then the rest of it is painted. So I also did my usual joint prep. So you can see, made a gap here. There's a gap in the elbows, so the plastic doesn't rub on plastic. The knees I did as well. You can see there's a gap in there. So anytime you do a figure, you got to do your joint prep. You got to make sure there's no plastic rubbing on plastic. And then the paint, all gray, just did it in thin, multiple layers. The orange was a mix of several different Games Workshop and Testers Model Masters. I mix a lot of my own paints. The tie has a metallic sheen to it, as you can see, which he does most of the time, or maybe all the time, in the show, with a little sort of tiger stripe action going across. And whites are white, blacks are black. I got a gloss black on his shoes. The face, repainted the entire face, mixed my own skin color, and that's about it. Very simple paint job for the most part. The toughest part of the figure was the construction, taking the bit out of the legs, making them a little shorter, the joint prep, the sculpting, and the hat. The hat was a lot of fun. I love working on these Batman 66 characters. And to give you just a little bit of perspective here, here's the official Batman from the line. You can see that they are almost exactly the same height, which I guessed at because I didn't have this Batman in hand when I made this figure. And then the extra height just comes from the top hat, which makes sense. But he fits pretty well in the line. I wish I had the Mr. Freeze here with him so I could take picture of them all together. But this guy, Mad Hatter, is going to the same client, so that'll be a really awesome collection shaping up there. So anyway, that's him in a nutshell. I'm going to pass it back to myself. AC, take it away. Hat repellent. Hat repellent. How does that even work? You like spray it on your head, and then like hats just bounce off. It's like a force field for your head, so hats don't get on you. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. I hope it made sense. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I answer all of them. Until there's like 1,000,007 questions down there, I couldn't get to that many, but for now I can answer all of your questions, so leave me a question. If you would like to support the channel directly, please think about subscribing to my Patreon at patreon.com/actoydesign, where you will find his entire behind-the-scenes tutorial article, all the work in progress photos of the sculpting process, the painting process. I do that for all the figures that I make, and toys and everything. Put it on there. You'll also find my Patreon podcast, You Like Toys, where I do a Q&A with the community there. Great community. So if you guys are watching, you're the best. I could not do this without you. Look for your names at the end of the video. I appreciate your support. Again, that's patreon.com/actoydesign. If you want to find me on social media, you can check out AC Toy Design on Instagram and Twitter. And I think that's about it. Am I missing anything? Partner? What? Partner? Get some oats, right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me put him down so that I can do this. Pow! 3-dimensional thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next video. I am AC Toy Design Network. Ego Mooj, love you kids. Here we go. Dude. Sit, Mooji, sit. Good dog.
What's Batman got to do with it?